What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to day 8 of the 30 days of wholesaling houses. Look, for those that aren't familiar with the 30 days of wholesaling houses, I decided to do a video every single day for the month of May to teach you step by step how to flip houses, how to wholesale houses for absolutely free. So if this is the first video that you're watching, I highly recommend that you go to day 1. You can find the playlist in the channel and you can begin from there. And by the way, for those that do not know who I am, my name is Saenz. I am a 23-year-old real estate entrepreneur. Started my real estate journey at the age of 18, and over the last few years, I've accomplished a level of success at a very young age that I could only have dreamed of. I started my real estate journey living at a trailer park completely broke, and because of number 1, God, and then number 2, real estate and how to wholesale houses, it has completely changed my life, and I want it to do the same for you. Look, my intention with this channel is very clear. It's to show you for absolutely free how to flip houses in your city. Look, whether you live in the East Coast or West Coast, this strategy, this concept works in every single city, and I want this to be the vehicle for you to change your life forever. Now, without further ado, here we are, day 8. Let's dive right into it. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to be discussing the importance of having a phone system in your business. Now look, before we start, I just personally want to thank you. The support that we have received from starting the 30 days of wholesaling has been absolutely amazing, so thank you guys. I really hope that you guys are enjoying these videos because we've been working tirelessly to literally get them to you every single day, because to be completely honest, we've been working very hard to get these out to you. And before we even start the video, I want to ask you guys to comment down below and let me know if, number 1, the video should be uploaded at night or first thing in the morning. I know we've been uploading every single night. However, if you guys find it better to upload in the morning, just comment down below and let me know. And before we start, make sure you smash the like button. Believe it or not, it helps us rank in the algorithm. If you're finding this information valuable, I can just only imagine how many other people we can help transform their life through wholesaling houses. Now, without further ado, let's dive right into the lesson. So guys, today's video is about phone systems and why you should be using them. Number 1, I want to explain to you what a phone system is. A phone system is simply a caller ID software where you can use a specific number to represent your actual phone. Now, what I mean by that, so this is something that I really wasn't familiar, especially when I first started in real estate. But now that I've been 4 years, almost 5 years into the game, we use this in every part of our marketing. For example, I have my personal cell phone. I'm not going to give it out here. However, my personal cell phone, obviously I get calls from that incoming number, but you can actually have a different caller ID that routes that phone call to your phone. For example, guys, say we are putting out bandit signs, which are the We Buy Houses signs on the streets. You do not want to put your regular phone number because, number 1, everybody's going to have your personal cell phone number. The number 1 thing you want to do is you want to separate your personal cell phone number to keep it personal, and then you want to separate your business phone number, which in this case is going to be real estate. So by having a call system with different caller IDs that ultimately all route to your number, it's going to allow you to run your business effectively and proficient. Another point that I want to make is that when you start to do different types of marketing, for example, say I'm doing bandit signs, say I'm sending direct mail to homeowners, say that I'm cold calling, I want to have a different caller ID for each individual marketing. That way I know if I'm making an absolute killing on, let's say, bandit signs, I know that all the calls are coming from there, so I double down on that marketing strategy. Instead of guessing where the calls are coming from, hey, did you call one of my signs? Hey, did you call one of my letters? Or hey, did I cold call you? You want to make sure that you know where they're coming from. That way it helps you build rapport with the seller. You know exactly where they found your marketing, and then it helps your entire business just run, number 1, more lean, and number 2, more effective. So to keep it simple, why you should have a call system, which I'm going to be giving you guys the services that I recommend very shortly here, but why you should have one is, again, to separate your business from personal, to make sure where the lead is coming from. So again, guys, why you should have a call system is, number 1, you want to keep your business and personal separate. Number 2, you want to make sure that you know where the lead is calling from and which marketing channel the lead is calling into. And by doing this, you're going to have a clear idea of where the seller saw your letter and what kind of conversation you should have. For example, if you send a direct mail campaign to a list list of probates or a list of inheritance leads, you know exactly the scenario or the typical scenario of that lead source. You know, if I send a campaign to a inheritance list, I know that anybody calling me that is an interested lead is going to be somebody that inherited a property. And if I put bandit signs out with a different caller ID, I know that they just saw my sign on the corner of the street, so then I can start instant dialogue and progress throughout seller conversations. Now, if you don't get a phone system with caller IDs, again, you're going to have one phone number, which is going to be your personal cell phone number, and it's going to be personal and business. It's going to be completely mixed, and it's going to be super hectic. You're going to get calls from all over the place. You're not going to be able to track where they're coming from. You might get too bombarded with the amount of calls, and you're going to lose a ton of opportunities and potential revenue because you're not organized, and you're going to be losing track of who's calling and then at what times. And then if you have to call someone back with a call system, you can easily go on the website and then see what time they call you at. You can see the caller ID, you have it organized. So by having a phone system, it's going to effectively help you in your business. Guys, so the first service that I want to recommend, and this is not in order, I'm going to be actually giving you my ultimate preference when it comes to phone systems. However, this is how I first started. If you're on a budget and you don't have the capacity or funds to pay for a phone system, I want to be clear, phone systems are really not that pricey. However, if you want to go the free route, the only free phone system that I personally recommend is Google Voice. Guys, so here we are at the website. We're going to, number one, sign into your Google account, and then you're going to click for personal use. This is a way to get a free Google Voice number. If you happen to go to the business one, I believe they charge you per number there. But when I first started, I just used a personal use number. You click on there. I have an iOS, and then this is where you can, number one, download the app if you have an iPhone, or if you have an Android, you can just click Android here. But look, I'm not going to go into the Google Voice because it's just going to take me to my personal Google Voice number. However, this is a website that you can go into, and then you can start your Google Voice for absolutely free. If you look right here, this is actually how the setup is. So this is where you see your incoming calls. You can text back. You can see your voicemails. And it just has really good tracking, and it really has a good interface when it comes to tracking your calls and then sending text messages back and forth. Now, I will say one of the biggest downfalls to Google Voice, although it is free, it's that you can only have one phone number. When it comes to the personal use, if you have the business, which I don't use the business for Google Voice, I have a different one that I'm going to recommend next. But when it comes to Google Voice, again, you can only have one number. So then this is where it gets kind of tricky, because if you're doing bandit signs, you're going to be cold calling, you're doing direct mail. You want to separate each individual marketing to a specific number. So again, if you choose the Google Voice route, which is free, just know that you're only limited to one number. Therefore, you're going to have to run all your marketing through that one number, which can get a little messy. However, this is a great free way to start, especially when you're on a budget and just starting in your real estate journey. Guys, so the number 2 recommended service that I would like to provide to everyone watching this is going to be cloudphone.com. Cloudphone.com is a great service that you can use. We actually still use this in our business every single day. The reason that I like Cloudphone, number one, let's look at the pricing here. Number one, it's very cheap to start. So $24.99 the basic package. One number, 2 extensions. Now for the one number, you're only going to have one caller ID with this package, and then 2 extensions, meaning that you can route that to 2 different numbers, which could be you and your business partner. I recommend getting the $34.99 a month service, because this is where you can have multiple caller IDs, and then you can have different extensions to route that phone call to maybe your business partner, your son, daughter, whoever's in the business with you. Now, the only reason that I'm recommending this, my number 1 recommendation is coming up next. However, when it comes to this, the reason I like it is because all plans include unlimited minutes and text messages. When it comes to my next recommendation, you do get charged per minute and text message. However, when it comes to this, you don't get charged. So every single call, every single text that you make, it's already included in your plan, so it's pretty good. Now let's log in. I want to show you guys my account. Log in here. So guys, here we are logging into the service. Guys, so here we are in the dashboard. This is my personal dashboard. We use this for ringless voicemail, and I'm going to explain in the next few days. But the reason I really like this service is because when it comes to your activity, guys, so really quick, I want to show you the activity. So if you click, we're going to click on a number here.
Is my number up your...
So if you can see it here, The reason I like cloud phone is because it gives you text on the voicemail. So instead of having to listen to every voicemail, you can just look at the text. Obviously, this person is telling us to take their number off their call list, which we always do. If somebody asks that, just do that immediately. However, I really like cloud phone because this just makes it efficient for any of your team members. If you're looking at voicemails, or you send a direct mail campaign and you get a bunch of voicemails, or you send some RVMs, you get voicemails. Your team can just quickly look at the text to voicemail so they can read it really quick and then take the number off the call list. So again, cloud phone, I really like that feature, and it's worked excellent for us. Guys, so the number one service that I recommend for phone systems is going to be callrail.com. Look, I've been in the business for a handful of years now, and there's no better call system when it comes to tracking campaigns, reports, delegation, multiple numbers, and CallRail really is just the best system out there, so I highly recommend it. So here we are on the website. You can start a free trial. We're gonna look at the pricing. So if we look at the pricing, they have a few different plans. I highly recommend that you just start with the call tracking. So $45 per month plus usage. Like I said, they do track for minutes and they do charge for text messages. However, it is really not that pricey because this system literally has everything. So again, I recommend the $45 a month. You can look at the pricing there, and then we're gonna log into my account and I'm gonna show you exactly how to use it. Guys, so here we are in my dashboard. We're going to create a company, which is how you start it. So we're gonna click settings. We're gonna go down here, click company, and then for this example, we're going to put, Alex Saenz YouTube. We're gonna click our time zone. Let's, Pacific time. Start it, and then here you're gonna have different administrators, so you can delegate it to either your partner or yourself. We're just gonna put me. You're gonna click next. We're going to create a tracking number. And then this is where you begin to create a caller ID for different marketing campaigns. So if, let's say we're gonna do bandit signs and we need a number, we're just gonna create a number and we're gonna click, now you have two choices here. We're gonna click, I'll use it offline. And then here we're gonna put bandit signs. So bandit signs Phoenix, and then we're gonna forward calls to 602-555-1111. That is obviously not my number, guys, so don't call that. However, so now I want to explain this. Now, the caller ID that we choose next. So guys, if somebody calls our number that we're going to choose next, if they call that number, it's going to ring our phone. So if I come back here, whatever number you put here, that's the number that the calls are going to route to. So moving on, if this gives you an error, then just click numbers in a different area code, and then we're going to choose Arizona, so 602. And now we choose a number. So now we're gonna, you can look at the numbers and see which one you like, but we're just gonna choose the first one. You can do a whisper message. So if you answer the call from that number, it's gonna say call from Bandit Signs Phoenix, and then the call starts. So then you know which marketing it's coming from, which is pretty cool when it comes to marketing. Now, next you can do call recording. We're gonna leave that off for now. Call recording really depends on the state that you're in. Some states you do have to give consent that you're doing it, but we're just gonna leave that off for this example. Next, we're gonna activate the tracking number. And now that we have the tracking number, the number is ready to go. The next thing that you wanna do is set up a call flow. And a call flow is simply step-by-steps on what you want that number to do when somebody calls them. So just a quick example of what a call flow should look like, especially just to simplify it, is you want to do, let's just do direct to voicemail. So direct to voicemail, before finalizing the flow, again, you can click record. It depends on the state that you're in. I'm not gonna fully recommend it because I'm not too familiar on different states. However, before you close out this, you wanna click insert step here. And the first thing that you wanna do is dial, and then this is where you put your phone number. So 602-555-1616, whatever your phone number is. And then prevent automated systems from entering, yes. So now the call flow is somebody calls the caller ID that you chose. It's initially gonna call you, it's gonna dial, and then here you can choose how long you would like that to dial for. So usually you can do 20 to 30 seconds, let's do 30 seconds. So what it does is if somebody calls the caller ID number, it's gonna ring for 30 seconds, ringing your personal number, and then it's gonna go to voicemail, which is the next step here. So voicemail is gonna be right here. You can upload a recording, or you can just put a message. This one just says,
"Thank you for your call. Please leave a message."
So you can just leave that generic message there. I personally recommend that you record a voicemail. I would say something like, hey, you reached Alex. I buy houses here locally in the area. If you have a property that you're looking to sell, please leave your name, phone number, address, and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Thank you. Something as simple as that. You put into the voicemail, you upload it. Now anybody that you missed the call on, they hear that voicemail. And then with CallRail, you can go to your activity, and now every single call is going to be right here. You can click the voicemail. It's going to show you exactly what time they called, and it is a super cool system. This is a system that we use to handle all of our marketing, from online marketing to bandit signs to every single strategy that you can think of. So when it comes to building a business, eventually, again, if you're on a budget, start with Google Voice. If you can afford CallRail, start with CallRail. And then over time, like, we have probably 100 different caller IDs that we use. And CallRail allows us simplicity and allows us to track every single call from every single type of marketing that we get. Guys, so again, I don't want to complicate the process, okay? This is step by step. If you really just think about it, it's literally getting a caller ID so you can have tracking for your marketing, so they can all route to your phone number, so you can be organized and keep track of every single lead that you get. Guys, so don't complicate it. Again, if you just don't want to use a phone system, you can use your personal cell phone number. I'm not telling you not to, but again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, and it can really just cause a lot of confusion when you're getting calls from so many different people, and it makes everything just much more hectic. So when it comes to call systems, it just really helps keep the business organized and fluent, and it just ultimately saves you a lot of pain, time, and money. Guys, but that is it for day 8. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you took a lot of nuggets away. You might have to watch this, more than once to really get the concept. Make sure that you're taking notes throughout this process. And I also want to remind you that we have over 50 plus podcast episodes that you can go into and literally get free access to a ton of valuable information on our podcast. You can check that out on your own time. And remember, guys, if you want to expedite your real estate journey, we do offer a wholesaling course. You can find the link in the description. Now, you don't have to buy it. However, if you just like to jump the learning curve and get started immediately, you can find that at learntowholesale.com. Again, the link is in the description. And again, I just want to thank you guys. We're continuing day by day despite any single challenge or resistance that I face in my personal life, and I expect you guys to do the same. If you're dealing with stuff at home, make sure that you make time for these videos and you get super committed to the process so you can start changing your life one video at a time. Also, remember to like and comment down below on any questions you have. By you guys liking this video, it's helping us rank very quickly and allowing us to reach more people so we can help change their life through wholesaling real estate. So make sure you're subscribed, and without further ado, I will see you tomorrow in day 9. Let's go.
Hi, yeah, where to Griffin's? 31 Spooner Street. I've been living at 31 Spooner Street for...
Oh my God, they pranked us.